Rice from Keeper for a Cure, and tonight's guest is Joe Rice. Joe Rice is an American professional soccer player who plays as a goalkeeper for the USL League One club New England Revolution 2. Rice played college soccer at VCU between 2014 and 2018. While at college, Rice appeared in the National Premier Soccer League with Chesterfield United and the Virginia Beach City, as well as USL PDL side Lionsbridge FC on March 20th, 2019. Rice signed a professional contract with the USL League One side Richmond Kickers. On March 3rd, 2020, Rice joined the New England Revolution 2 ahead of the 2020 season. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, Brady. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate your time. All right, Joe, are you ready to get into the questions?
Absolutely. Let's get after it.
All right, why did you become a goalie?
So it's kind of a modest one here. Back in the day, I would just hop in net whenever the guys, it was just a rotation. And whenever it was my turn to be up, I always did kind of better than the others. So in important games, they would stick me in net and in hopes of winning because I was the best goalkeeper on the team at the time. And I just kind of ran with it as I got older. And just one day, just decided to stick to it, and here I am now.
You kind of stick to it once you get used to playing goalkeeper and stuff for at least a year or a few months. You get kind of comfortable, and then you do more practices because you sort of switch on the field and in goal a lot once you're playing at the U10 or U9 or U8 leagues.
Absolutely. Hey, you gone through the same thing.
Yep. What motivates you to keep training hard to maintain being a professional goalie?
Well, being a goalkeeper to me is one of the best things that I think I'm at in this life. So it's just something where it's the craft that I would like to detail more, if that makes sense. It's just something that I just want to continue to get better at and just see how far it can take me with it. And it's pretty cool to see just how far you can come from certain things in life.
Yeah, because when I'm in goal, I just let everything go, and I just let I just do all the work that I'm supposed to do. It's the one place where I feel like I'm just safe. It's the place on the field. I feel like I can just let it all go on the field.
Feel that.
Yeah. What steps help you achieve the ability to become a professional?
Just continue the work. Excuse me.
They're fine.
I would say just keep on going to those practices that you don't want to go to, or just it has to be. It can't be forced. It's just something that you want to go to instead of a feeling of maybe I don't want to. It's just second nature, kind of.
Yeah, because if it's a practice and you're it's too hot outside, it's because if you haven't practiced in a while, it's gonna show how you play in your game the next day, or if you go to parties before a team practice and then you're all tired, or even skipping practice to go do something with your friends. It's gonna determine a lot in how you play.
It does. The decisions that you make off the field affect the ones that you on the field the next day. And it's the ones that, keep a straight head and know right for wrong. It's the ones that are going to succeed.
Yeah, because whatever's most important to you is what matters. Because if you don't care about getting to the highest level, you should just play where you just play around. You don't want to take it serious.
Absolutely, yeah.
What sacrifices did you make through your life to be able to become a professional goalkeeper?
Time, a lot of time. Also, I'm not the one only sacrificing. My parents made a huge sacrifice driving me every single weekend. Weekends, another one, time and weekends. Like I was saying though, my parents drove miles and miles for me, so they definitely have been the ones to make a huge sacrifice as well. But weekends too, weekends in your time, it's just like I said, it just has to be a second nature to you, and in the back of your head, you just have to realize that it'll all be worth it one day.
It really does determine, because in the back of your head you're always remembering what's more important, soccer or hanging out with my friends, because it one decision determines a lot on just however you play. I know I said this before, but it just determines a lot.
It absolutely does. Sometimes people may seem as the weekends as off time, but as you know, for us athletes, it's time for work. That is
Mhm.
the practice that you put in during the week is where you want it to see come out on the weekends. So for us, the weekends is work time.
Yeah, even in extra practices and stuff, if you're a leader on the field and off the field, it shows how you do stuff when you're not playing soccer, or if you're doing practices in the backyard, or you're going on the run, or you're at the gym lifting weights or something like that. It depends on your like leg muscles, on how high you can jump, and your catches and all those details.
Hey, you're getting it, Brady. You're getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still young, but I get a lot out of goalkeeping.
That's awesome to hear. I'd love to see that.
I always say that, like, oh, my players make like a good connect passes. I'm like, I love to see it, boys.
Yes, sir. We got to be the ones in the back. We start it.
Yep, we're the last defender on the field, so we gotta find some way to make the save.
Absolutely. But it goes through all 10 of them, through them first before it reaches
Yeah,
us.
yeah. There's 10 players, and then you're the last one, and you stop them. But your defenders are like, "How did you just save that? He
What?
got past all of us."
The saviors.
Yep, that's what we are. If you weren't a professional goalie, what else would you be?
Well, I got my degree at VCU. I got it in business with a concentration in real estate. And I just have some family ties to real estate and just the industry and stuff. So whenever my career may be over, I probably will fall back to that.
In the office.
Yeah, I mean, I think of myself as a good people's person. So being, I would like to try to sell something.
Yeah, I
It
can
intrigues me,
connect with you.
of course.
What have you done on the field and off the field that you're most proud of?
Well, I think we actually have touched on it a little bit. Those decisions that we were talking about off the field that impacts the ones on. But I would say something that I'm very proud of, I would have to say, is my mental state. You see it come up in professional athletes more and more nowadays of just the mental side of things and how people deal with certain actions or something throughout their day. And I think mental health is a huge thing to obviously note here. And I would have to say just the stability that I have on and off the field definitely helps my life just be stable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, all the health choices are really important. Like, if you're traveling to a game and you're like, do I want to eat this biscuit before a game because that's going to upset your stomach, or do I want to eat the protein bar that will give me more energy? It's all those healthy choices that it determines if you have to take a bathroom break during the game.
Everything literally impacts it. It's crazy.
It is. What goalies or soccer players inspired you to want to be a professional goalkeeper?
This one was a tough one actually. I was really thinking about it. And I would have to just say the people around me in my life, from my friends and my family, just like growing up, I wouldn't per se, I knew I wanted to be a professional soccer player. I was a good player and I just wanted to go and just see what could happen. So at VCU, we had great players. And my early years there, I made some really good friends. And when they graduated, they would just go off and become like pros here in the USL. And we would still continue to talk, and they'd just be like, "Man, like this is the great life. Like we want this. Like this is something for you. And I think it was there where it really clicked. I'm just like, I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to see where it really leads.
Because if you're, oh, sorry, I cut you off. What do you want to say?
You're good. You're fine. I was just going to say, so to answer your question, because I know I kind of rambled on there, it would just have to be the people that I guess have been close to me in life.
I've never heard that before, but you're so right. The sacrifices your parents made, even if it's not your parents, your friends, if they drive you to the game, or your friends and family who support you during when you're like your team just quits the game and then you have no teammates left to play on your team. It's hard when they're making decisions like that leaves you no one left to rely on except your family and then one of your friends.
I'm glad to be unique.
Yeah, goalkeepers are really unique.
Very much so.
In their own way, because you're the only player who can pick the ball up with their hands.
Very true.
What are your favorite gloves to wear in net and why?
Sponsored by ACGK. I got to give them a shout out if that's what it's going to be. My guy here, Adrian Clulo on Instagram. If you look him up, he's a great guy. Better company. You know, the gloves I have now, I get to help him customize them. So I think that's pretty cool and stuff. So I'd have to give it up for ACGK.
Yeah, I think when I grow up, one of my dreams is to make I want to either when I retire, I want to be I want to make my own glove company brand and then sponsor pros so they could customize their own gloves.
That's awesome. That's exactly what he does.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, any finger cut they want, any style, how the palm how the palm looks, if it's like a design.
Full control. I get full control over that.
Yeah, I also want them to be hydro dip proof so they can get a white pair of gloves and then just hydro dip them in any way they want.
That'd be pretty cool.
They probably would. Is there a save that in your mind that really sticks out?
Maybe not a particular one. There's so many of them, you know, it's kind of like a move on mentality. But if there is one, I usually fall back to think of the state cup. I don't know if you know what that is. Like in your state, you have local club teams.
Yeah.
It's a state cup. So we were in the state cup championship and it went to penalty kicks. And I saved 3 of them to win the state championship, my first one. So if there's a save that saves that I go back to, that's a good memory that I have.
That's sad to hear for me because the other practice, we were practicing on penalties and stuff, and I made probably 6 out of 70 of them.
They're not. It's okay. You're not the goalkeeper is put in a tough situation on those ones.
I know. Penalties are one of the dumbest rules. I feel like because it's like a goalkeeper's worst nightmare.
The VAR isn't helping us either.
No, they're not at all. If it's an own goal or if it crosses the line.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's tough doings around here now for the GK unit.
Yeah. In one of my games, I came out and I came for the ball and it was a free kick and they missed. But then my player got slide tackled in the box and they didn't call it. I was like, what is this?
Referees, man.
Yeah, I know. Some of them are good and then some of them are that's
bogus. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What advice would you give a young goalkeeper like me that wants to play at a professional level?
It's also a really good one. And I think the word commitment kind of sums it down to, you know, this is something that you know you want to do and you're 12 years old already. I think it's a good starting point of just 10, even better. It's just a good starting point just for you to just take all of the time and energy that your parents and you could just think of, and you have a plan going forward. And I think if you're really committed to it, starting at age 10, I think you have a bright future.
Yeah, I can't believe all the pros that got backed. It just means so much to me that all these pros got back, especially you just spending time to talk with a 10-year-old who lives in a small town in Virginia.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were from Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
What part?
Lynchburg.
Lynchburg? Oh yeah, from Fairfax.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Fairfax, Virginia, up north.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that, but I think for most guys, I just think we're just love just to give back to the kids and just the people who like want to learn. If your ears are open, then I have no problem giving any advice that I could possibly give.
Yeah, all that I really appreciate the advice too, because I always think about it during games, coming off my line and positions and stuff. It helps me a lot. So I want to thank all the pros, especially, and you.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do. I think I just kind of want to get more of a clue of your whole keeper for cure that you got going on, like what's going on behind the scenes, how it started up, kind of want to hear your story.
Okay, so I started Keeper for a Cure when I went to a John Bush camp in 2019, and he told us that we need to use the skills to be leaders on the field and off the field. So I told my dad about it, and then I randomly just came up with breast cancer awareness. Then he told me about people had breast cancer in my family, and I had a lot of people in my family who had it. So I really wanted to help people out since I knew that affected thousands, hundred thousands of people. And I looked up research. I researched a bunch of different campaigns in a bunch of different places in Virginia and stuff. And I'm excited to work with the Phillips Breast Cancer Center this year because I know so many people are gonna need this money more than I need anything.
Hey, that's awesome. That's very impressive from you.
Thanks. Do you have any other questions?
What team do you play for now that I know you're from Virginia?
I play for Soccer, Charlottesville.
Soccer? They kicked us out of the state cup one year.
Oh, did they really?
I wasn't playing though.
Oh, so it's even better.
That's funny. Hey, if you're ever in Northern Virginia, feel free to give me an email or a call or anything. If you want a training session, I'm definitely down to help you.
All right, I'll text you if we're ever up there.
Sweet.
Now any other questions?
I think that is all, Brady.
All right, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for coming on 10 Questions with a Pro, and thank you for taking time to support Keeper for a Cure and talk to me. Remember to check out the show and all our other shows on our YouTube channel and just search Keeper for a Cure. We also have a podcast on our Spotify and iTunes. Just search Keeper for a Cure and remember to subscribe and like. Please visit www.keeperforacure.com for more information on how you can help me with my Keeper for a Cure campaign this season, which benefits the Phillips Cancer Center in Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm Brady Krysiewicz, and tonight's episode features Joe Rice from the New England Revolution. Thank you for tuning in to 10 Questions with the Pro.